Hi guys, welcome to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Please, if you are new to this channel, please push that subscribe button. We do everything city, past and present here on these little vlogs, so I do try and inform and entertain, and there's some links on screen as well for Facebook and Twitter where I do post loads of city stuff. So if you follow a friend me on there, I do check every few days and follow and friend everyone back. And if you do get a chance, please have a check out my film and TV channel as well, which I try and inform and entertain on there, and all the latest films and TV drama here in the UK and from around the world. So if you can check that out, that will be fantastic. Anyway, hope you enjoy today's feature. Right, today we're going to go back to 1984, yeah, the day after Bonfire Night, 6th of November 1984. A Milk Cup game, yeah, one of the early sponsors of the League Cup, of course. I think Liverpool dominated the Milk Cup, a bit like we're dominating the Carabao Cup as I'm recording this. And of course, I'm going to look at, obviously, we're going to feature West Ham United this game, so it's a Coca-Cola Cup third round replay, yes, a replay this at... we always call it Upton Park. I know recently, before it closed, it was better known, certainly by the West Ham fans, as the Boleyn ground, but we always knew it as Upton Park from the 60s, 70s, 80s, even into the 90s. So that's what I will call it. My apologies if there's any offence with that, but that's just what City, or certainly City fans, knew it as anyway, and many fans that I do know. So our History Boys feature looks back at the 6th of November 1984, this game. Yeah, personally, yeah, interesting time for me. I just left GEC. I used to produce fanzines for computer games and computers, and I had an option to join a partnership in a magazine publishing company to try and take my little fanzines onto a bigger level, if you like. So personally, I'd left the comfort of a big firm, GEC in Trafford Park, and set out to do that. I was working, as you'd expect, with your own business, sort of working long hours, but I did manage, obviously, to squeeze in the games at Maine Road. But away trips weren't really an option at that stage in my life. A couple of young kids as well. Away from football, yeah, interestingly enough, yeah, Wham, remember Wham? Yeah, Freedom. Freedom was number one in the UK at that stage, around the time of this game. Season 8 of Dallas had just started on the BBC. I used to love a bit of Dallas. It was one of my favourite series back in the day, back in the 80s. Beverly Hills Cop and Ghostbusters. Yeah, there's a new Ghostbusters due out as I'm recording this, but they sort of led the cinema box office takings in 1984. Politically, the Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, had just been assassinated a few days before this, and Ronald Reagan has just won a second term in charge as the US president, of course, around about this time in 1984. And if you had a pound in November 1984, it would be be equivalent to £3.30 now. So I think we say it before, it probably bought more than it does now, but there you go, £3.30 in your pocket. Doesn't sound that much, does it, really, for how many years? 27 years. It's a long time, isn't it, as I'm recording this in 2021. Right, back to football. Yes, it was the 80s. As City fans, we still had belief. We had belief in getting trips to Wembley, of course. It was still wasn't that long ago, 81, when we got there, and obviously failed 2 trips to Wembley in 81, so it was nice. At least you could say you've been to Wembley twice. Obviously, it wasn't that long ago. We still had dreams of it, of course, although we were struggling now in the second division, still hurting, of course, from the relegation back in season 82-83 and that disaster of a final game against Luton Town. I don't think I cried that day, but I think I came very close to it, that's for sure. As a grown man, it was such a depressing, horrible day. Of course, we hadn't got back to the first division at our first attempt. So this was our second season back in the second division. Of course, and promotion was probably a must. We come close. That's the season before, but obviously Billy McNeil was still in charge, and he was getting his second season crack at getting us back into the top league, into the promised land, of course. So it was good, actually. It was good to test ourselves against First Division West Ham United at the time. Yeah, they were actually sitting 5th in Division 1, which was very good. We were sort of still struggling at that stage. It was early doors, but we were still struggling in the 2nd Division in this. As I say, it wasn't a total disaster by the end of it, but we'll mention that later. But we're still stumbling along in the 2nd Division. Hadn't quite kicked in. We a bit inconsistent, to say the least. And we were sat about 10th, I think, before this West Ham Milk Cup game. We'd beaten Blackpool 7-3 on aggregate. Yeah, nice little trip to Blackpool, enjoyed by a lot of City fans. And the Halloween meeting in this 3rd round Milk Cup was obviously at Maine Road. This is a replay we're talking about today. And 20,510 of us turned up for this 3rd round tie with the Hammers, which finished a 0-0. Yeah, a sort of respectable 0-0 on paper, but in all fairness, we'd probably thoughts were turning to the fact we'd lost our best chance of beating the East Londoners, because we were pretty much all over them for most of the game, to be honest with you. We totally dominated, but just couldn't put the ball in the net. And I think the footballing gods were definitely against us when, in the last few minutes, a sort of clear-cut penalty for City was just waved away by the referee at the time. And so obviously we were a bit forsaken, and obviously it wasn't going to be easy going back to their place, was it, for the replay? But it finished 0-0. So widely felt, not just by City fans, we're always confident, always sort of confident, but widely thought by the football media in general that we'd probably lost our best opportunity, because there's no way West Ham would be as lethargic at their place, surely, in the replay. So both clubs already knew as well that, our reward or West Ham's reward for winning this replay would be a trip to Stamford Bridge. So not the easiest, although they weren't set in the 1st Division line at that stage. I think they were just below midway in the league, but it wasn't a trip we particularly fancied, to be honest with you. But that was going to be the reward for the winner on the night. Yeah, the lineups that night. City started with Williams, May, Power, Reid, McCarthy, Phillips, Smith, McNabb, Cunningham, Wilson, and Kinsey. And the sub was Mr. Parlane, Derek Parlane. He wasn't used on the night. West Ham, let's have a look at their team. McAllister, Stewart, Walford, Allen, Martin, or Witten. I think he was possibly their man of the match, actually, on the night. Goddard, Cottee, Bonds, and Pike. Yeah, Pike. Don't tell them your name, Pike. They used something. They actually used a lad called Dickens. I don't remember most of those West Ham names, if I don't remember how good or how bad they were, to be honest with you. A smaller crowd at West Ham than City, which wasn't unusual. 17,461 watched this replay. And thankfully, again, it was the 2nd Division outfit City that would eventually dominate and get a deserved win. But it wasn't all one-way traffic as it had been at Maine Road. City had to defend pretty doggedly, and it was West Ham attackers who couldn't turn their sort of pressure into goals. And it was actually City who scored against a run of play, which snatched the lead through the wonderful Tony Cunningham. Yes, Tony Cunningham forced the ball home after good play by Mick McCarthy. That was on 24 minutes. West Ham kept battering away, but we did manage to go in at half-time, 1 goal up. But obviously into the second half, it wasn't long before West Ham turned their pressure into an equaliser quite early in that second half. Witten, who I mentioned before, had a good game for West Ham and smashed a shot against the bar, but quite soon afterwards, a shot from distance had beaten our keeper, Alex Williams, and it was 1-1. And everyone thought, obviously, that was it then. The West Ham were going to go on to do the business. But they didn't get much time to enjoy that, because very, very quickly they'd lost that advantage, and we almost immediately actually went up the other end and made it 2-1 through Steve Kinsey, again with some good work from Mick McCarthy previous to that. And Kinsey actually casually clipped the ball home to give City a 2-1 lead. And this appeared to demoralise the Hammers a little bit, the 1st Division outfit. And actually, the rest of the game, it was more likely that City would score rather than West Ham getting an equaliser. And on the night, City left East London worthy winners of the match at 2-1. Sadly, though, obviously, the joy didn't last too long, did it? Against that aforementioned Chelsea, of course, we would get dumped out of the cup in the following round. We lost quite comprehensively at Stamford Bridge 4-1, with Gordon Smith getting a solitary consolation goal. West Ham themselves, interestingly enough, the season after this would have one of their best ever in the top division. But this season, they sort of faded out badly. I don't know if the getting beat by City sort of affected them. John Lyall was the manager, I think, at the time of West Ham. But they'd go on to have a disappointing season this season, going out in the quarter final of the FA Cup and finishing a lowly 16th, which is they'd been fifth early doors in the top division, finishing 16th in that first division. Of course, City, yeah, we would join them, wouldn't we? We'd join them the next season in Division 1 after finishing third, of course, under Billy McNeil with that game against Charlton that we'll all remember, that last game against Charlton where 47,000. I'm sorry, there was more than that in that ground. I have no idea where they get 47,000 from. That was one of the most crap. I mean, I've been in a lot of packed terraces at Maine Road, but that was up there with the best of them as far as numbers in that Kippack Street, etc., and all the seats sold, stuff like that. So I think there's a few more than 47,000, but hey, we know who was in charge, and we didn't always tell the truth, I don't think, with our attendances, but there you go. Yeah, a wonderful, and I say we were back the following season. Of course, we would survive again the following season. As I said, West Ham would have one of their best season to date in that league as well. So that was an interesting season to talk about. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for that's a little bit of information on the teams that year. But thanks for joining me for this look back. Yes, it's a Milk Cup third round replay at Upton Park, or the Boleyn Ground, whichever way you want to call it, on the 6th of November 1984. A victory for City, although obviously I say we didn't have much long to enjoy it, and then we got dumped out the following round. But say we could dream of Wembley again, couldn't we, just for another couple of weeks at least. West Ham United 1, Manchester City 2. Thanks for joining me. We're going to do rest day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More important, let's all look after each other. To meet here again on the Citizen channel. Or perhaps have a look. Please check out my film and TV channel. I'll try and inform and entertain on there. Have a look at that if you get a chance. But if it's not, if it's back here, that's fantastic. I only ask one thing of my fellow City fans and football fans in general. Please stay safe, Blues. Thanks for watching. Come on, City. See you later.